Standard blueprint, nuptial flight. For most ants, reproduction is a high-stakes, one-shot aerial event. This is the baseline from which all other strategies deviate. The colony produces elates, winged ants. The females are virgin queens, gynes, and the males are drones. Triggered by specific weather patterns, thousands of elates from different colonies take flight simultaneously. This is a survival tactic. By flooding the sky with bodies, they ensure that predators, no matter how hungry, cannot eat them all. Males exist solely to deliver sperm. Once they mate, they die. They do not return to the nest. A mated queen lands, sheds her wings, and digs a hole. She becomes claustral, meaning she seals herself in and doesn't eat. She absorbs her now useless wing muscles for protein to feed her first generation of tiny workers, known as nanitics. Some species are what's called semi-claustral, which means the queen will go out and forage to feed herself until her first workers emerge. 2. Gamergates and dueling. Some species have abandoned the born-to-rule queen system in favor of a merit-based reproductive overhaul. The winner of the tournament becomes a gamergate. Her body undergoes a radical transformation. Her ovaries swell to fill her abdomen, and her brain actually shrinks by about 20%. This neural pruning redirects energy from complex foraging and social cognition toward pure egg production. Fountain of youth. While a standard worker might live only months, the gamergate's promotion triggers anti-aging genes, extending her life for years. Alpha system. In the South African Streblognathus ethiopicus, there are no queens at all. The highest-ranking worker simply becomes the egg layer. If her health fails, her pheromones shift, signaling to the beta worker that it's time for a challenge. 3. Clones and divorces. Evolutionary biology usually requires a mix of male and female DNA to thrive, but some ants have decided that sexual reproduction is an unnecessary hurdle. All-female army, clonal raider ants, Usaria baroi, have deleted males and queens entirely. Every ant in the colony is a worker that reproduces via thaleticous parthenogenesis, essentially producing a genetic clone of herself. They cycle through a reproductive phase, where the whole colony lays eggs, followed by a foraging phase, where they hunt. Genetic divorce. Little fire ants, Wasmannia oropunctata, have a bizarre dual cloning system. Queens produce new queens as clones of themselves, and males produce new males by cleansing the maternal DNA from an egg to clone themselves. The two sexes never truly mix their genes except to create sterile workers. Selective option. Desert ants, Cataglyphus cursor, can choose. The queen uses stored sperm to make a diverse workforce of workers, but when it's time to make a new queen, she switches to cloning. This ensures her successor is a perfect genetic replica without the dilution of male DNA. 4. The strategic parasites, infiltrators and hitchhikers. Some ants have specialized in outsourcing the hard work of raising a colony. These species are known as social parasites. Slave makers, species like Polyergus and Formica sanguinea, are professional kidnappers. A queen will invade a host nest, usually a different species, kill the resident queen, and use pheromones to trick the host workers into raising her brood. Once her own soldiers hatch, they go on slave raids to steal more pupae from neighboring nests to maintain their workforce. Permanent resident. The tiny queen Toludomirmex schneideri is the ultimate hitchhiker. She has no workers of her own. She spends her entire life physically clinging to the back of a queen of a different species. She taxes the host colony by eating the food intended for the host queen and laying her eggs in their nurseries, where the host workers unknowingly raise her offspring. 5. Budding and multi-queen colonies. While the nuptial flight is standard, it is also incredibly dangerous. To avoid this, some ants have developed a guerrilla style of expansion. Polygyny. Species like Argentine ants or fire ants don't just have one queen, they can have hundreds. This makes the colony nearly immortal. If one queen dies, the machine keeps running. Budding. Instead of flying into the unknown, pharaoh ants and Argentine ants use budding. A queen and a group of workers simply walk a short distance away through a wall or a pipe and set up a satellite office. Because they stay connected through pheromones, they create super colonies that can span entire city blocks. Inbreeding by design. Pharaoh ants have abandoned the avoid inbreeding rule. Mating happens entirely within the nest, removing the need for a dangerous flight and allowing them to colonize indoor environments with surgical precision. 6. The biological starter kit. Leafcutters. Finally, some reproductive cycles are tied to an entirely different kingdom of life. When a leafcutter ant queen leaves on her nuptial flight, she carries a dowry, a tiny pellet of fungal mycelium tucked into a pouch in her mouth. Since her species cannot digest leaves without this specific fungus, her reproduction isn't just about laying eggs, it's about farming. If she loses that fungus during her founding phase, her colony will starve, no matter how many eggs she lays. Thanks for listening. If you are interested in this sort of thing, I'll be putting out some videos soon that dive into the specifics of slave raiders, gamergates, and the other various non-standard methods of reproduction.